We're here for the Just Dream Art Gallery field trip, so come and follow me to the first room. This project has been around for almost 5 years, and Milton Bowens, who's the main artist, is the person who has created all the artwork that you'll be seeing here today. Now, normally you'd only get to experience 3 of these galleries if you were to come here with us today. However, because we're doing this online, you will get to experience all 7 galleries that we've had over the course of these 5 years. So that means you get to experience not only Milton's latest work, but all of the work that has accumulated over the years. Throughout these instructional videos through the galleries, Milton will make sure to go in depth and in detail about what he's trying to tell you about his artwork and what important symbolism that you should be picking out for yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Milton Bowens, and I want to welcome you to the Twin Rivers Unified School District MLK Just Dream Arts Project virtual tour. Today, we're going to take you on a virtual tour through a few galleries, and I'm going to be your tour guide for the day. We decided to bring art and social studies to you in a very different way, in a way that you might not normally be used to getting it in your classroom. So I'm going to be your guide today. So I want you to sit back, get comfortable while I take you on this tour. Good morning, class. I'm back. It's me, Milton. The gallery we're going to be touring today is going to be His Story. You know, most commonly we hear it referred to as history, but today we're going to re-examine the way history is actually taught. So when we look at His Story, we're going to challenge some, myths that come along when we actually study history. So think about history. If your teacher asked you, do you like history? The common answer for most students is, no, man, history is boring. But I want everybody to just take a minute and think about history. Everything we know about ancient civilizations in the world is connected to history. It doesn't matter if you're a football player, basketball player, baseball player, soccer. Everybody is dealing in history. Professional athletes have to look at game footage. College athletes have to look at game footage to stretch all the way back for 2 and 3 seasons so they can figure out a strategy to defeat their opponent. Musicians have to look at sheet music that looked like it was written by the guy on the oatmeal box to understand how to play and read sheet music. Medical students have to look through old documents that would inform them that turning bacteria into a medicine, penicillin, is even possible. Everybody deals in history, but most people think that history is a boring topic. So let's examine ancient civilizations. This first painting that you're going to be looking at is entitled Ancient Civilizations. It's a Q&A picture. It says, name the civilization that doesn't belong. Now, before we get to that, there's this date in history, 1492, where people think history starts. This is the myth of Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus in 1492 sailed the ocean blue. Depending on your age, you may have heard that. But you have to ask yourself a serious question. If Christopher Columbus discovered America, why aren't we called the United States of Columbus? So now, when we think about the ancient civilizations in the world, there are monuments that help guide us through these great nations. So you have pyramids that can be found in North Africa. You have pyramids that are found in Southeast Asia. You have pyramids that are found in Central America. The one place on the planet that we don't find pyramids happens to be in Europe, which tells us that we are a connected civilization. But in connecting the dots in this civilization becomes the challenge that we take this tour today. The next painting we're going to be talking about today is going to be the Columbian Exchange. Now, I'm not talking about some Italian gangster movie or Scarface. We're talking about Christopher Columbus and what he should actually get credit for. So now, knowing that Christopher Columbus did not discover America, what Christopher Columbus actually should get credit for is creating a sort of the first version of Amazon. The transporting of goods. Has anybody ever got a package from Amazon delivered to their house? Has anybody ever got something in the mail delivered to their house? Have you ever wondered, the beginning destination of that package? Where did it come from and how did it get to you? Well, that's the Columbian Exchange. What would happen is you would have explorers that would come from one part of the world and they would bring something with them. They would go to another part of the world and drop that off, pick up something, and take it back where they came from. So when you think about tomatoes and you think about the origin of tomatoes, where would you think tomatoes actually originate from? Most people might think Europe. Why is that? Because if anybody here has ever had pizza or spaghetti, you know that one of the main ingredients is spaghetti sauce. Spaghetti sauce is primarily made with tomatoes. But if I told you that tomatoes came from North America originally, how long ago would an Italian explorer had to come to America, get a tomato plant, take it back to Italy, plant it for tomato sauce to become one of the main staples in the diet of most Italians? Well, I think that probably would have happened before 1492. But that's the beauty of the Columbian Exchange, because it informs us that certain things come from different parts of the world, and how explorers would take these things back and forth has not only transformed society, it has given us a better appreciation of learning about other people's cultures. The next painting we're going to talk about is a painting that I'm really passionate about. It's called Primary Colors. Now, what are primary colors? I'm an artist. I come from an art background. So very early on, I started to be fascinated and learn about colors. Well, primary colors by definition are the colors that can't be made, but they assist in making new colors. Your primary colors are red, yellow, and blue for the most part. So now, understanding red, yellow, and blue helps you understand world events. You might not immediately make this connection, but the painting that you're looking at is actually on the left side, a Greek general. Notice the background color, blue. On the right side of the painting, you're looking at a Roman conqueror. Notice the background color, red. Now, understanding red and blue becomes very crucial in understanding world history. These two colors are very powerful in helping people understand how history works, red and blue. Well, Roman generals, for defeating whole civilizations, they would be awarded red capes. Greek generals, for doing exactly the same thing, they would be awarded blue capes. Now, if you fast forward through history and you come to America and the Revolutionary War, you'll notice that George Washington, the famous painting of him crossing the Delaware, he was in a blue coat. Well, what was the nickname of the British Army that we fought during the Revolutionary War? Some of you may know the answer to that, but if you don't, that army was named the Redcoats. George Washington, Rebel Army, blue coats. British soldiers, redcoats. If I'm in the hood today, who uses these colors to wage conflict against one another in the hood today? Crips blue, Bloods red. If you're of Latino or Mexican descent, it doesn't change. Norteños, Sureños, blue and red. Our political parties in the country today are divided by two colors, Democrats blue, Republicans red. What I want you to understand, if you're looking at the painting, is that red and blue have been at odds since the beginning of time. They've always had conflict. But if you understand how color works, what happens when you combine these two primary colors, red and blue? You get a brand new color. You get purple. Why is purple so important? Purple is the universal color recognized around the world as the color of royalty. If I keep you divided, you're going to be at war. You're going to be at odds. You're going to be at conflict since the beginning of time. But if I can unite you, you have the potential to be royalty. And it's as simple as understanding color.